Are you tired of letting other people dictate your self-worth and happiness? In this video, we're diving into the world of Stoicism and discussing how you can break free from the trap of allowing others to determine your value. Lesson 1. Recognize your intrinsic value. To stop letting other people tell you what you're worth, you must first realize that your worth comes from inside you, not from the outside world. This is one of the main ideas of Stoicism, a theory that has helped people find meaning in their lives for hundreds of years. Stoicism teaches that what other people think of you or the situations you find yourself in do not determine your worth. You are valuable because of who you are and can't be taken away. People often tell us that our worth depends on how much money we make, what kind of job we have, or how many people follow us on social media. The truth is very different from this. The Stoics tell us that these outside signs of success are temporary and easily broken. Your attitude, what you do, and how you handle the problems life gives you show what you're really worth. What counts is not what happens to you, but how you handle it. This means that your worth is based on your honesty, kindness, intelligence, and bravery, not on things that are out of your control. Your worth doesn't change based on what other people think. You are valuable no matter what other people think of you, just like a diamond is valuable whether it is praised or ignored. Breaking free from the idea that other people decide what we're worth is important. Once we understand that we are valuable in and of themselves, just by existing, we can stop needing other people to validate our existence. No matter what people say about you, your real worth stays the same. Being that it comes from within, it is always there. Taking this Stoic principle to heart will make you less affected by what other people think and say. You start to understand that other people's opinions are based on their own fears, prejudices, and experiences, and that those opinions don't have the power to decide how valuable you are. You decide how much you're worth, and no one can take that away from you. Lesson 2. Finding your limiting beliefs. There are a lot of limiting ideas in the world, including thoughts and assumptions that we may not even be aware of. Often, these ideas come from what we were told as kids, things that didn't go as planned in the past, or what society expects of us. Stoicism tells us to think carefully about our beliefs and to question whether they are true. Before you can stop letting other people tell you what you're worth, you need to be aware of and question the limiting views you have about yourself. Self-awareness is very important in Stoic thought. The Stoics thought that if we want to live a good life, we have to be ready to look inside ourselves and find the beliefs that are holding us back. These thoughts could sound like, "I'm not good enough," "I'll never succeed," or "I'm only valuable if other people like me." Once you know what these ideas are, you can start to see how they affect what you do and how you see yourself. You can make room for new, more powerful beliefs to take their place by actively challenging these limiting beliefs. You start to realize that your worth doesn't depend on what other people think of you or their support. You're great the way you are. Stoicism tells us to pay attention to our own ideas, actions, and attitudes instead of other people's opinions, which we can't change. Lesson 3. Focus on your strengths and what you've done well in. It's easy to care too much about what other people think, especially if they speak louder than you. Stoicism, on the other hand, tells us to pay attention to the things we can change, like recognizing and building on our skills and successes. Focusing on these things will help you develop a strong sense of self-worth that isn't based on what other people think. Writing down your strengths and successes is a good Stoic habit. Think about times when you pushed through tough situations, learned something new, or helped someone who needed it. By writing down your accomplishments, you make a reminder of your worth that comes from your actions, not from what other people think of you. Focusing on your skills doesn't mean you ignore the things you need to work on. Instead, Stoicism urges people to keep getting better. You shouldn't beat yourself up over your weaknesses, though. Instead, see them as chances to grow. The Stoic way of thinking is about making progress, not being perfect. The thing that makes you valuable is not whether you have flaws or not, but how dedicated you are to improving yourself every day. Focusing on your skills and accomplishments will help you build a stronger sense of who you are that isn't affected by what other people think. You start to believe in your own skills and worth, no matter what other people say or think. Focusing on what you can change, your actions, your thoughts, and your strengths, builds a strong sense of self-worth that isn't based on what other people think or do. You start to understand that your worth comes from your own journey, not how other people see it. Lesson 4. Take a break from praise and criticism. Detachment, or separating yourself from things you can't change, is one of the most important ideas in Stoicism. This includes other people's thoughts, whether they are good or bad. To stop letting other people tell you what you're worth, you need to learn how to separate yourself from both praise and criticism. If you ever feel like you need praise from other people, know that you have betrayed your own integrity. Be your own witness if you need one. This tells us that our real sense of self-worth comes from inside. It's not healthy to depend on other people's praise to make you feel good about yourself. When you let criticism lower your self-esteem, you're letting other people decide how you feel about yourself. Getting away from both praise and criticism doesn't mean you don't care about comments anymore. It means that you don't let other people's ideas affect how you feel about your own worth. You can enjoy compliments without letting them make you feel good about yourself, and you can take criticism without letting it make you feel less sure of yourself. One important Stoic habit is to keep reminding yourself that you can't change other people's minds. People will have different thoughts because of their own experiences, beliefs, and points of view. Their thoughts often say more about them than about you. No matter what other people say, you can keep your inner peace and sense of self-worth by separating yourself from these views. As Marcus Aurelius says, you have power over your mind, not over outside events. Know this, and you will be strong. Stoic wisdom tells us that our real strength comes from being able to control how we react to things outside of our control, like other people's views. By adopting detachment, you take back control of your sense of self-worth and stop letting other people decide what it is. Lesson 5. Recognize what makes you different. Each person is different, with their own skills, weaknesses, experiences, and points of view. Stoicism tells us to be proud of how different we are and understand that our worth is not based on how well we meet social norms or other people's ideas of success. It's easy to feel like we're not good enough if we don't meet certain standards in a world that often wants us to fit in. Still, the Stoics say that being different is something to be proud of, not something to hide. It doesn't matter how much other people think you should be like them to know how valuable you are. It means being able to live in a way that is true to yourself and your ideals. When you accept that you are different, you know that you offer something to the world that no one else can. What makes you important is what makes you unique, whether it's your point of view, your creativity, or your ability to connect with others. Stoicism says that your worth doesn't depend on how you compare to other people. The Stoics talked a lot about living in peace with nature, which means living in harmony with your true self. This means you have to accept everything about yourself, good and bad. When you stop trying to be like other people and start recognizing how special you are, you stop feeling like you need to get approval from other people. When you accept that you are different, you stop looking for support from other people because you know that you are whole and complete just the way you are. Realizing that no one else has the power to tell you how much you're worth, you stop letting them. Only you know what your journey is all about and how valuable you are. Lesson 6. Have faith in your gut. Stoicism tells you to believe in yourself and your own judgment. Stop letting other people tell you what you're worth and start trusting your gut and your inner knowledge. Your gut is like a guide inside you that helps you deal with problems and make choices that are in line with your values. It's easy to lose touch with our instincts in this busy world. Other people's thoughts, suggestions, and demands are always coming at us, which can make it hard to hear our own. Stoics, on the other hand, say that real knowledge comes from inside. You don't have to wait for other people to tell you what's best for you. You can decide for yourself. Take the time to look deeply into yourself. If you do this, You will always find a source of power. This helps us remember that our inner strength and knowledge can lead us if we just pay attention to them. When you believe your gut, you stop looking for approval from other people because you know you can make the right choices on your own. Being sure of your ideals and principles is also part of trusting your gut. The Stoics thought that being good was the only way to be truly happy and satisfied. Living by your ideals gives you a strong sense of self-worth that isn't easily shaken by what other people think. You stop letting other people tell you what you're worth when you trust your gut. You know that you are the best person to tell you how valuable you are, and you don't need other people to confirm what you already know. No matter what other people think, your gut is a strong tool that can help you stay grounded in your own worth. You can start to free yourself from the need for outside approval and stop letting other people tell you what you're worth by applying these Stoic lessons to your daily life. Recognize your worth, question limiting beliefs, focus on your abilities, separate yourself from criticism and praise, accept that you are unique, and trust your gut. These habits will help you develop a strong, inside-based sense of self-worth that will allow you to live a more authentic and satisfying life.